Today is episode 81 with Dr. B.
Welcome to the Living Beyond ADHD podcast. If you're looking for a fresh perspective and actionable steps on hot topics from focus to follow-through to self-management and more, you are in the right place. Welcome your host, innovative educator, coach, and psychotherapist, Dr. B.
Feeling overwhelmed isn't automatically a positive or a negative experience. It depends on the emotion and the meaning that you give to the emotion that you're feeling. You could be overwhelmed with gratitude and self-love, or overwhelmed with grief and shame. The meaning I give overwhelmed is that it implies too much or more than someone can comfortably handle. Is this you? It's not difficult for me to understand how so many of you are experiencing feelings of negative overwhelm, especially during this worldwide pandemic, because I've spoken with many of you who are on the wait list for my program or interacted with many of you in the Facebook group, Living Beyond ADHD. I want to know what your life is like right now, what you need to make it more manageable, and if what I teach is a good fit to help you. It's not like there wasn't enough on your plate to manage before with your work, family, personal needs, and now there's changing routines, homeschooling your kids if you have kids, possibly working from home in a shared space, and needing to set up firm boundaries so that your work gets done when you've never even set boundaries, let alone kept firm boundaries in your life. Seriously. And if you were already living with or managing as best as you could your ADHD or depression or anxiety or trauma or addictions or chronic illnesses and ordinary day-to-day challenges, that is a lot on your plate. Every time I imagine what life is like without well-developed executive function skills before the pandemic, and then I imagine it during this pandemic, the impact just 10x'd itself in terms of the negative overwhelm and impact that it's having on your lives. And so many of you are telling me exactly that. I know I've been erratic in the production of my podcast episodes, and I've hired someone new to help me so that I can be more consistent in my support of you, my listeners. I care about you, and it weighs heavy on my heart that I haven't been able to record regularly. I will do better moving forward. Back to overwhelm. Your feelings of negative overwhelm most likely didn't start with our current pandemic. Many of my students and those of you in the Facebook group say that you're drowning in tasks and clutter and needing to manage your life more effectively. Most of you feel like you're fighting a losing battle and that the struggle is eating up precious lifetime away from enjoying time with yourself, your kids, your spouse, or your partner, or your friends, even if friend time is virtual right now. I hear you when you say that you want to keep your job or get a new one if you've lost your job. Many of you just want to enjoy life and be a better functioning human being. I want to help you move from negative overwhelm to positive overwhelm, or even neutral, through the development of your executive function skills. Because if there was ever a time that we all need these skills so that we can navigate our ever-changing lives, now is that time. If you aren't yet a member of my Facebook group, Living Beyond ADHD, I highly recommend that you get over there and ask to join. It's a safe space, free of judgment, and a place where you can show up and interact with like-minded adults, laugh a little, learn a little, and most of all, be connected to a positive energy community. I also go live in that group every 2 weeks, and I answer questions posed by the group members. It's definitely worth joining us. And if you need to start developing your executive function skills, I have a free training coming soon. So join that Facebook group and you'll see posts there about the upcoming Executive Function training series. You won't want to miss it. I'm aware that most prescribers, therapists, colleges, employers, counselors, and more aren't recommending executive function skills training. Perhaps they don't even know it exists and what it actually is. Perhaps you're wondering the same, or how it ties in with feelings of overwhelm. If you're a longtime listener to my podcast show, you know the expression, there are no skills in pills, and that medication may be helpful for you if that's what you choose for yourself. It just won't be all that you need. Once your executive function skills derail in their development, no matter the cause of that derailment, they don't just start developing again when the cause is over. We each need to intentionally develop them or live without them fully developed. It's our choice. To stay grounded and out of overwhelming feelings, you need to be able to do the following. You need to be able to have an accurate perspective on the circumstances of your life events in order to make better decisions and know what you need to attend to pause before you react so that you can engage your thinking brain, not your reptilian brain, and act, not react, when you take action. To be able to shift from damaging ways of doing things that you've used to cope for a lifetime and transition to more productive or effective ways. To be able to regulate your emotions so that the meaning that you are giving them and your life events is empowering rather than paralyzing. To navigate your work and your personal relationships with a clear awareness of who and how you're being and what is needed from you. To get started with tasks and stay the course until you're finished, which requires that you prep first so that you actually can initiate properly. Remember, more than one piece of information at a time, which can be difficult, and integrate many, many pieces that come to you throughout the day. Plan and schedule effectively so that the outcomes that you're seeking at home and at work actually happen for you. Organizing your thinking and prioritizing so that the flow of your thinking and the order that you give to tasks is the most efficient and effective for your desired outcomes. To direct your focus so you consciously focus and bring more of what you want instead of avoiding what you don't want, because what you focus on grows. To track your tasks while you're doing them, not after, so that they turn out correctly and you don't have to keep redoing your work over and over and over again. To organize your physical things, your physical space, to give homes to all of those things so that you can stop the hunt and find them when you need them and you want them. And to keep the skills and achievements that you gain so that you can continue to live an easier life instead of starting over again and again. Are you wondering how you could possibly be able to do what I've just described when you've never been able to do these things before? Not ever? I'll tell you. What you're capable of today, as you listen to this episode, is not what you're capable of for the rest of your life. You have amazing potential that's locked up inside of you, waiting to break free and to be utilized. You just need to have the executive function skills to be able to live that life. And executive function skills are skills that can be learned, no matter your age, 18 or 80, it doesn't matter. If you're willing to be a student of your own life and learn, you can develop your executive function skills. Are you wondering where the feelings of negative overwhelm come from and how you can change them? Let me explain. Your feelings, they come from your thoughts. Change your thinking, practice reframing your perceptions, and you change your feelings. And let me tell you, it is much faster and more direct way to shift your feelings than to constantly be trying to control them. Consider what Gandhi said. Your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. So if you want to pull the plug on your negative feelings of overwhelm, start with becoming aware of and examining your thoughts. What do you think about? What do you say to yourself about you, about your life, or about life in general, about your situation or circumstances, about how much you have to do or how far behind you say that you are with your work or whatever you want to achieve in life? What thoughts would be better for you to be thinking than those negative and overwhelming thoughts? What type of thoughts would allow you to feel calm, relaxed, focused, grounded, and peaceful inside? Change your thoughts to thoughts that make you feel that way, just like that. Yes, you are the thinker of your thoughts. And since your thoughts generate your feelings, you have the power right now to change how you're feeling by changing your thoughts like that. The goal here is to release any thoughts that pull you down or paralyze you and replace them with empowering and uplifting thoughts. Jim Rohn said, for things to change, you have to change. And what that means to me is that we need to change our sense of self, who we say we are, all of the stories we tell ourselves, because we've made up all these stories anyway, and anything else that doesn't support us living our best selves now. For those of you who have been longtime listeners, you know I am really big on wins and their importance in your life. There's another important aspect to focusing on wins, and that is that you are training your mind every day to notice what's right with you, right with what you're doing, and right in the world. In other words, wins. And especially during a time in our world history that it would be easy to ignore what's right or good or amazing. This is exactly what we need to be focusing on to keep our level positive, keep it high within us in a positive way so that it can offset the high level of negatives that we're bombarded with every single day. Having a wins mindset will transform how you experience your life if you let it, even during very challenging times like now. How do you experience your life and the meaning that you give to the events of your life? It contributes greatly to the quality of your life. We don't always have control over events or experiences. Often we don't. However, we do have control over the meaning we give them. And what I mean by a mindset is that you look for the wins every single day, throughout the day. You look for what's good, what's right, what's amazing, because it's still there. We know that what we focus on grows, and that it's important to stand guard at the doorway to your mind and not let in things that don't serve you. So why focus on anything but wins? That way you'll continue to attract more and more wins into your life, all leading you to the state of mind and life you want. You are a precious child of the universe, and you are called a human being, not a human doing, for good reason. You do not have to earn your value You were born with it because your value comes from who you are, not what you do. And if you need a place to know that's true, please be sure to join the Facebook group Living Beyond ADHD so that you can be with others who will celebrate your wins with you and affirm that you are more than okay as you, the human being. So what's it going to be for you today? If you've joined our Facebook group and started participating or watching the replays of the live Q&A videos that I've been doing, that's certainly a win. If you started practicing a new positive habit, that's an awesome win. And if you committed to starting to eliminate negative thoughts from your mind, one thought at a time, one day at a time, that's a fantastic win. You get the point. Celebrate all of them. And none of this half-hearted celebrating. You've got to mean it. You've got to exaggerate your emotions. Most of us need that. Yes, wow, awesome. Be sure to celebrate your wins, big and small, because celebrating daily builds consistency and makes for a faster difference in your life. How much time do we have? Not much. So let's get to it.
This podcast is sponsored by Pure Potential with Dr. B. You can head over to drbarbaracohen.com and find the podcast episodes and transcripts. Great free content, plus information on programs and products, including the groundbreaking online Adventures in Achievement Foundational Skills Training and Coaching Program. You can also learn about Dr. B's masterclasses on decision-making, time management, and banishing procrastination. That's drbarbaracohen.com.
Now back to being an adult with ADHD or underdeveloped executive function skills in today's world. So where are you going to start with your executive function skill development? Are you going to externalize your thinking so that you can see what you're actually thinking and work with it that way outside of your head, outside of this place where you're doing all the thinking? You need to be able to see it. That's a real thing, and you can start doing that today. Are you going to commit to doing one thing a day and follow through and do it completely? Hence, teaching yourself about the importance of keeping your word. That's a real thing too. And it's something you can start doing today. Are you going to set a realistic goal for yourself simply as a direction to move in and then stay faithful to your goal every single day? Come on. You know this is also something you can start doing today. And to support you in improving your executive function skills, you're going to want to look at your self-care and probably improve on that as well. Restorative sleep, exercise, hydration, oxygenating your brain, nutrient-dense meals, and more. I want you all to know that there is real hope for resolving the challenges that you are experiencing with negative overwhelm and other challenges from underdeveloped executive function skills. I repeat, there is real hope, not false hope, not cheerleader hope, rah, 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 you can do it. There is real hope for resolving, not putting a Band-Aid, resolving the challenges that you are experiencing with negative overwhelm and other challenges from underdeveloped executive function skills. The widespread needless suffering of millions of adults around the world has to stop. And I'm doing what I can to stop it with this generation, with us. And if you want to see a doctor for a diagnosis because it's important to you and it'll help you to understand the events of your life, then please, by all means, do so. And it does not mean that you can't start helping yourself right now, because these are the same skills that you will need to develop with or without a diagnosis. The essential skills I'm talking about today are what we all need to thrive as adults in today's world. If we can't plan, organize, prioritize, get started, keep going until the end, if we can't regulate states of overwhelm and other emotions and analysis paralysis so that we can more easily make good decisions and know that they're good decisions, it's going to cost us dearly, and it's going to be a tough way to go. So slow down, become a student of your own life. Understand what you need to succeed with the multifaceted brain that you have. Take action on what you learn about yourself, because this is the life work that lies ahead for you if this is your time. You came to this lifetime with an empowering gift. And I would love it if each and every person on this planet were able to express his or her unique empowering gifts freely without the threat of being shamed or criticized. Let's put an end to that stigma once and for all. A favorite quote of mine. Mother Teresa said, "Life is an opportunity. Benefit from it. Life is beauty. Admire it. Life is a dream. Realize it. Life is a challenge. Meet it. Life is a duty. Complete it. Life is a game. Play it. Life is a promise. Fulfill it. Life is sorrow. Overcome it. Life is a song. Sing it. Life is a struggle. Accept it. Life is a tragedy. Confront it. Life is an adventure. Dare it. Life is luck. Make it. Life is too precious. Do not destroy it. Life is life. Fight for it." What this quote says to me is, if it is to be, it's up to me. Whatever quality of life I want, certainly one free of negative overwhelm, then it's up to me to do whatever it takes to bring it to life. I am 100% responsible 100% of the time for the outcomes that I want to see in my life. Are you willing to slow down enough to study your thoughts and start eliminating those thoughts that are creating your feelings of overwhelm and replace them with empowering and purposeful thoughts that help you become the highest and best version of you? I certainly hope so. Whether you're learning from my podcast episodes or live videos or working with me directly, you are in my world and I'm here to serve your needs. So be sure to reach out and get your needs met. It's up to you to take action so things can change for the better for you. Be sure to check out the show notes to learn about all the great resources that I've created for you. And definitely make it a priority today to join the Facebook group Living Beyond ADHD so you learn about the upcoming free executive function training series. If you've enjoyed today's episode or any of my other episodes, please share this podcast show with others, as well as rate the show. And if you'd like to do more, write a thoughtful review on iTunes so that I know I'm meeting your needs, if I am. It doesn't have to be anything lengthy, just a line or two about how the podcast is helping you, if it is. It means a lot to me to know that your life is getting a little bit better every time we get together. Be sure to check out the show notes for the many opportunities available to you, as well as ways that we can work together and stop your needless suffering. You will definitely find solutions to the challenges that you are experiencing. and I would love to help you to realize a new freedom. That is, if that's of interest to you. Thanks for listening. Until the next time, bye for now.
Thanks so much for listening today. If you're eager to make positive changes in your life and stop overwhelm and confusion from derailing you, head over to drbarbaracohen.com and see how Dr. B can help you today. Whether you love learning in an online group environment with personalized coaching or prefer the pace of guided self-study, Dr. B offers the skills, strategies, and individual support you need. Get started on your journey today by visiting the website at drbarbaracohen.com.